We're going to make a one-string cigar guitar, Bo Diddley they call it, out of this old cigar box. This had a nice sticker on the inside of it. It's a Romeo Julieta. Sticker was on the inside. I'm going to move it to the back when I'm done. And also this part of the lid was broken off, and I'm going to leave that as a sound hole. But I've already cut for my through neck to come through on this side, and then I've also cut for the through neck on this side. And then on the inside, I added a couple of glue blocks around the edge to hold these pieces on, since I've lost that one already. These glue blocks were already here. I've added the two supports at the bottom for my neck, and then a couple other glue blocks in the front. These are just some scraps I had laying around the shop. I didn't intend to use Purple Heart, but that's what I had for scraps, so that's what I used. I've got the neck already glued up, ready for shaping. This is poplar and walnut, and sits inside the box. And again, this is going to be a one-string Bo Diddley, or Diddley bow. I'm not sure which it is. All I know is it's only going to have one string. Sets in like that. Then I'll shape it up, put the string on it. I'll probably add some electronics as well. Just started working on this one today, and I'm going to make this video and see how it turns out. I've already started shaping out the neck. I went to the bandsaw and cut this cove out here, and then on the tail end I've cut a cove here and then also pointed it. I'm going to straighten all this out on my sander here in just a little bit, get all those rough edges, and all that'll go away. Up on the headstock end, I measured from where the nut's going to be up 29 inches, and that's where I'm going to start a cut for the headstock. And then I took a paint can to get the radius here that I'm going to use just to give it a little different look on the end. And I'll also take and cut a groove probably about right here to accept the nut that the string will ride across, and I'll do that on the table saw. I've got my table saw set up to run the groove for the nut, and it's going to be that deep, and probably be just a little bit wide, not quite that wide. I'm going to set this piece of walnut in there, and I'm going to trim that to size. You got to take just a little bit at a time. Still not quite wide enough. Just one more touch. That's all it's going to take. Should be about right. There you go. Looks good. Now this thing is moving really fast, so you got to keep it moving or else it'll burn your wood. You got a little burn spot right there, but I can take care of that. Took it right off. That last little bit I'll get on my spindle sander. Working on flattening that headstock now back to where the nut's going to go. If you don't have one of those discs, you need to get you one. I'm going to work on the rest of this real quick. Shouldn't take me but a minute. I've got the neck roughed in from using the disc sander on my table saw, and now I'm going to use this oscillating spindle sander. It comes with a lot of different drum sizes on it. If you haven't got one of these, you need to get you one. I picked this one up at an auction sale for about 220 bucks. Pretty good deal. So keep your eye peeled. If you can get one of these, they're great for working on these curves. Now see how rough that curve is? It won't take me just a couple of seconds to straighten that out. Make sure you hook a vacuum up to it because it does create quite a bit of dust. You can see how I'm cheating back to my line right here, and that's doing a real nice job. What I think I'll probably do is switch heads on it, and I'll put this bigger one on it, and it'll be just the right curve that I'm looking for, and I won't have to do quite so much work with it. I've got most of these curves now smoothed out using my sander. Nice and smooth there, and on the tailstock nice and smooth. Only thing left to do now is go to the bandsaw and cut out this portion here to accommodate for my string tuner. I'll cut this out on the bandsaw, and then I'll bring it back to the sander and smooth out those curves. Got the headstock shaped up and cut out now, and there's a nice flat spot there to accept this tuner. Put the hole out on the drill press. As you can see, it sets in there nice and flat. It looks pretty good. I've got the neck ready to be put on the shaper table. I'm going to do a 1/4 inch round over down this edge and on this edge as well. I'm going to try to go around that headstock without tearing up anything. We'll see how it goes. This is a pretty heavy bit that's in this machine, similar to a router, but this is a shaper machine. Always make sure you got your safety glasses on, because if one of those comes flying out, it's going to be a bad day for somebody. burn it just a little bit right here, but I can sand that off. Got it sanded up all the way around, nice and smooth. I still have to put the nut in, but I can take care of that another day. And I still have to set the bridge on this end. And this is going to be a one-string cigar box guitar, also called a diddly bow, I guess. And I'm not going to put any frets on it. The traditional one-stringers didn't have frets, so I'm going to leave the frets off of it. And that's pretty much the build. Next video, I'll have the string on it, the finish on it, see what it looks like when it's done.